is in my heart.
And obviously besides friendship in the movie, there is a good deal of romance, which takes me to Mr. Dominic. It's a very cute accent, ladies. I just want
Yes, just talk.
So, in the movie, you play Lucy's love interest, Christian.
I do, I know I lucked out, right?
Seriously, good for you, man. So we talked a little bit about the girls' chemistry, but what was sort of your audition like? I assume you auditioned with Lucy. There was a chemistry read. How did that go about?
There was, but that was very kind of late on in the day. I think that was my 6th audition, was when I actually got to meet this. Mark's laughing because he knows this. I put you through it. Yeah, so I got to meet these guys right at the end, and I feel like I kind of had them to. If you walk into a room and there's 2 beautiful girls standing in front of you, your game's going to be like, I'm going to get this part. That actually I book it, so yeah, that's kind of what happened.
Did you guys go on any dates before filming? How did you work on chemistry?
We only had like 3 days before we started.
I was so late on in the day that it was kind of, I got offered the part, and 3 days later we were at the table read, so we didn't really have a chance to do.
Yeah, we had the kissing scene on the 2nd day, so we were like, to me, you're right.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes, kind of.
I like it when I had you guys slow dance together. You immediately put your hand around his hips here, and you hold him like Frankenstein. I said, no! And push him together. Put your arms around his neck.
We were kind of thrown into it.
And how many takes did the kissing scene take? A lot.
I guess you did it on purpose.
It took a few. It wasn't us, it was different angles, and yeah, it took that.
It's the lips.
I was like a squealing, I am a teenager, I'm 18, I was sitting by the monitor, I was like,
Oh my god, it's so cute!
900 days, yeah.
It was good. I was nervous the first time. It was day 2, and it was a big day.
There was
We had
so much tension
Yeah.
at the end that we kind of ended up just making silly faces at each other like this close to
yeah,
each
it's
other.
great. Yeah, it was. It turned into a very jovial relationship very quickly, which was nice. Made it easy.
I love it. And in any high school, we kind of have to have a mean girl. Enter Sami. I met you in the green room and you seemed quite lovely. So what was your inspiration for playing this like girl that we really don't like?
Well, for me, I think, with Mia, she's manipulative, bratty girl, but for me, I didn't find the redeeming qualities in her, and what I found was that underneath the sort of barrier of mean behavior, she was really just hiding her insecurities of her poor upbringing, of her relationship, and that's sort of how I could relate to her, because I found sort of her heart underneath it all. But, she's a manipulative girl. She is the nemesis to Rose and Lissa's character, but we had a lot of fun on set, and I found something about her that wasn't mean, which allowed me to sort of play the mean bit of her in a more realistic way.
And speaking of mean girls, I think perhaps most of you know that the Waters brothers have a bit of a history with teenage girl stories. Teenage girl stories. Mark obviously directed Mean Girls, Dan wrote Heathers. I need to ask you, how is it that you so accurately can channel the teen girl voice when you clearly are not a teen girl? As far as I know.
Yeah, don't tell me that. I've managed to successfully go through my life without maturing, which is great. I think not having kids and not having a good relationship, I think it's helped me I keep a certain, I've just always loved that kind of stuff, even as a reader. And I just think it's more of a mercenary kind of thing that I'm so bored of men, of male leads, because we're not that complicated. We're not that complex, Shakespeare has figured it out already, and to me, you do anything with a female in the lead, it changes everything. And so it's more like I come at it not as a great feminist, but just as a writer. My God, this is going to be much more interesting if a woman's doing it. I know that's not a funny answer.
Make us laugh.
But the thing I loved about this project was, and I think Zoe and I had the same response to the character of Rose. I think Zoe and I, in real life and when we go out for jobs, we have to edit ourselves a little bit, and because we're a little out there. And I think with Rose, finally, here was a character I didn't have to hold back on. Like, this is a character that no one's going to accuse me of being, making the character too outrageous, too harsh, too funny, too tough. Like, it's Rose Hathaway, bitches. It's like, this is the way it's supposed to be. So it's like, finally, I get to write a role where I can go crazy, because that's Rose.
When you spoke about knowing Zoe, you've actually known Zoe for quite a while. Why is she the perfect Rose in your mind?
We have the same birthday, not the same year.
You don't have to keep reminding people stuff. Yeah, I think you weren't even sperm when this came out. Let me get this straight. She's my best friend's daughter's best friend. So I've known Zoe, and I've known she's a handful, as they say, in the best possible way. She's like a young Barbara Stanwyck. It's great. Nobody knows that. Young what? But it's so funny because I never actually put two and two together, and I realized, oh my God, I go to my Zoey Deutch place, every time I write a character that out there. So these are. She doesn't understand these are compliments.
I'm not that difficult, honestly. I'm not. I mean, give a little, I'll give you that.
Notice how silent the panel is. It's all good.
I want to talk about a few
Talk about you,
people.
man. We're gonna have some good times on this press tour, you and I.
I was gonna say, I want to talk about a few people who aren't here, who couldn't make it, and I think that needs to come back to you, Zoe. Your love interest, Danila, is not here. He plays Dimitri. I obviously saw on set that you two had a really great rapport. What is it about Danila that you think really captures Dimitri and his spirit?
I think Danila is, he's an extremely accomplished and well-respected actor. A lot of people in America might not know that, but he is, and he's fantastic and wildly talented. And in terms of him relating to this character, I personally cannot think of a part that he couldn't play. He is, his versatility and range is inspiring, and his ability to feel out energy is kind of, it's amazing, you'll be in a situation where he clocks the dynamic of situations and people and relationships so quickly, and that's one of the things I think that makes him so special. I really don't have enough.
He's a goofball too.
That's what I'm saying. He changes. He's very mercurial in that
If anything,
sense.
we had to kind of squelch his naturally comic personality, because he would immediately break it and crack us up.
And especially with me, because we turned into like 12, we were like the biggest weirdo goofballs. There's 1,000 stills of us like jumping on things and laughing and making ugly faces. So he's just, I love him.
And we've talked about this before when I got to visit set, and we've talked with my colleague Josh Horowitz about this as well, but I think that the scene that fans are most excited to see is the Louis Charm scene. But you said that it was actually, you didn't feel too awkward filming it. I assumed Danila and you had a pretty good time, I think. Maybe we want to hear a bit about what that was like for you.
Yeah, the smile was,
She smiled.
yeah, okay. Yeah, that was, I don't know what to say. Yeah, I'm blushing, so there we go.
We'll have to wait until it comes out because clearly it's going to be something to see, I think.
Yeah, I think there's a comic element as well to it that is very interesting. I think people aren't going to expect it, and it's a good scene, I think.
Okay. So, well, speaking of scenes, we actually have some footage to show you guys. I saw it earlier, and it's adorable. So, buckle up.